So the tricky winger we got in the transfer window. Might have to wait a little bit to see him though. Hello and welcome to the video. I hope you're all well. I hope you're all a little bit more rested from yesterday. If you could like, share, and subscribe to the channel, much appreciate it. Liking helps the algorithm, sharing gets in front of people's faces, and subscribing lets me know like the channel. We're gonna try and get to 4,400 hopefully. We are about 8 away, so it'll be nice to get that soon. The better we get there, the better, because the goal is by the end of this year is to try and hit that 5k mark. It's doable, but we'll see what happens. But Sissoko, who came a couple of days before deadline shut, will need to have a bit of match fitness building up. Now, because he didn't really play much at Plymouth, he got 3 goals and assists in his first 10 games. He also got a suspension, if you remember, versus Cardiff. And then he got injured in October. He had a little surgery on his hip before Christmas, and he's fit again, but having played 3 times from the bench, it's going to take him a while to get into the system and see what happens. So it means you're probably going to see him gradually come into the side, which means he only plays like an hour and a half of pit time. So it's going to be like staggered in it back. And it faced him to when Ugbo and Pervada came in last January. And that's something that you got to see. This is what Danny said to the start. At first, we will increase his intensity. We had this experience from last year with Pervada and Ugbo. They need a little bit of time, but now do not have a midweek game. We have a normal week we can develop and decide during the week, and the midweek games we can do. We must give him some minutes to bring him in and convince he will help us in the next 16 match days. How is it 16 match days, by the way? It's insane to me that we got 16 games left of the season. That just flown. It really has flown. Wow. Danny continued to say he is a good one against one-on-one play in the right area. He has a good finish and he's an exciting player. Now what is important is that we bring him in immediately into a good rhythm, and he was a little bit injured, but you look back at the first match day, one of the highlights against Plymouth. He's dangerous and 1-against-1. He gives us something good with good tools. So if you can see why Danny brought him in. Danny's obviously seen him in that first game of the season, gone to something about him, opportunity come to get him in. He's gone, you know what, let's take that opportunity, let's bring him in, get the loan sorted. But we'll have to wait a little bit, get his match fitness up and see how he progresses. And the thing is, maybe the player that comes off the bench in our mid-afternoon game, which I will be doing a watch-along of on Saturday, but maybe the kind of player who comes off the bench, gives a bit of dynamite, changes it up a little bit. Maybe that's what we're looking at. And that's something that you might think that's another option. One thing we said in the past is that we don't have options that could be game changers. Maybe this is one of them. And it'd be good to see what happens. But again, I have said I think he is the Pervada style player to come in and try and help with getting goals for Ugbo, but also himself. But we'll see what happens. I was a bit concerned when he first came in with how little game time he played recently. But you look at what happened at Plymouth, different manager, different system. They don't play the way that suits him. It makes sense to get recalled. So we just got to see how we do. We do play Plymouth as well. I believe it's in March at their place. So that's going to be interesting if he plays and what reception he gets. But let's see what Wednesday can do. With everything, and it's a really interesting one that I think if we get it right, it's a really good option for us. At 21, it's a good loan, and if the rumours are true that there's an option, maybe you look at it in the summer. Who knows? Maybe you just have a little sneaky look and see what happens. But let's see how we get on. Hopefully Wednesday can get the best out of him and see what the next couple of games will bring.